So let's get started creating a web page. And I'm excited to show you this because it's really a momentous step. Hey, your first web page, how cool is this? And I want to give you a little bit of a preview what's coming in the next couple of videos because I'm gonna kind of show you the web page in 3 videos. So in the first one, I'm just going to introduce you to sort of like where we'll write the code just right now, starting off, and then I'll introduce you to what we're going to do in the future, IDEs. I'm going to introduce you to a tool which is going to help us write the code, which is Emmet, and I'll show you what Emmet does. And then in the next video, we're going to go through and look at the anatomy of a web page, and we'll take a look at the different tags that are in the web page, and we'll take a few minutes to understand what each of those tags do. And then the video after that, we'll look at some of the terminology that's used for talking about web pages like parent tags, children tags, self-closing tags, ancestors, descendants, all of that stuff, siblings. So we'll look at that in the 3rd video. But in this first video, I just kind of want to give you an introduction to the different deals in creating a website. So, and how we could just get started doing it immediately. So this is your first web page. And there's a website called CodePen.io. And so CodePen.io is pretty cool. Here's a link. So if you go to the course outline document, the resources for this course, and then open up this presentation associated with this lecture, you could follow this link, and if you follow this link, it's going to take you to CodePen.io. And so here is the code we need for a basic HTML page. And again, we're going to learn about these different parts in the next video. Now you could write this code really easily if there is, I'm just looking, can I create a new pen? So let me go here and then create a new pen. And you could write this code really easily. And I'm just going to zoom in. So Control plus zooms me in. You could write this code really easily using a tool called Emmet. And so with Emmet, I could put in shorthand notations. And then the development environment, in this case, it's CodePen.io. But later, we might be in a development environment like Atom or WebStorm, and Atom and WebStorm are known as integrated development environments. So they're integrated with a bunch of other stuff. And those are known as IDEs. But when we're in a development environment that uses Emmet, and Emmet's official website is Emmet.io, and you could also go for Emmet cheat sheet, and it's going to show you a lot of these shortcuts for writing code, HTML code. So this is the Emmet cheat sheet coming up in its own slow time, right? But instead of writing all this HTML out here, and you'll understand this very soon what all this different stuff does here, right? We could just put in shortcuts. And one of the shortcuts, there's a lot of preamble to get up to this. One of the shortcuts is exclamation point. And when I hit tab, that's how you activate Emmet. So I put in the exclamation point, hit tab, kabam! I have all of the code I need, all of the HTML code I need for an HTML document. And now the nice thing about CodePen is right here, I could start writing something, right? And then that's going to show up in my web page. So it will give me a preview of my web page right down here. So you could use CodePen, right, to go and find different things. Like I really like this one, and I show this in another video, Misty Background. You could use CodePen to come in here and find like different examples. I love this example, Misty Background, and you could see the fog kind of blowing across the web page. It's like, that's totally cool. And then here's the code, the HTML, the CSS, and no JavaScript, right, for doing that. And by the way, if you see SCSS, that's like a little bit more complicated CSS, third-party kind of a deal. And you could just do compile from that to, where's my compile button? View compiled CSS, there it is. So that turned it into CSS, right? So that's what you do if you saw the SCSS, you just come over here and click View compiled. So that's a little bit about your first web page. We've learned, this is the structure we need for a basic HTML document, and we could use CodePen.io to do it. We could use Emmet shortcut exclamation point and then just hit tab after it, and it'll fill in the basic code you need for a basic HTML document. And there's something called the Emmet cheat sheet, which gives you a lot of the short codes. There's just little shortcuts for writing a bunch of HTML code. And you could use Emmet cheat sheet, so we'll reference that throughout the course. And then integrated development environments, we're starting out with CodePen.io, which is a great website to know about for a variety of reasons. So you could write code quickly, just anywhere. You could share code, you could find code. But there's also integrated development environments, Atom and WebStorm. They both also work with Emmet, and we'll learn about each of these in this course. And in this, I just wanted to give you a quick screenshot of one way it might look inside WebStorm, so you could change the theme, the color here, and everything like that. And then the last thing is, if you wanted to find this code for a basic HTML document, this code is also on our course GitHub repo. So if I go to this location, let me turn that into a hyperlink, and then highlight it, and I like it to be black. And then if I go there, I could look at basic HTML document right there, and then click on it again. And then here is the basic HTML for a basic HTML document. This is what you need to start with. So the code is also there. So I just wanted to point all that out. But that's how you get started. This is the first starting point, right? You need some place to write code, and it could be CodePen.io or Atom or WebStorm. And then you want to create your first document. You could use an Emmet shortcut, ! to create that first document. And there's the basic HTML for a basic web page. In the next video, we're going to take a look at what all this means.